Hey guys, this is Pasakamed here, and today I'm going to be showing you a super awesome model that I just built. And this is my World War II Tiger I, the king of the World War II tanks. Now, this is a really cool tank that I thought was awesome for a number of reasons. So I thought I would see what I could do in building one, and I think it turned out really awesome. So if you'd like to just skip to the end of this video, you can, for it to see just a quick 360. Otherwise, stay tuned for all the details. So this German tank was really quite beyond its era. It had the best armor, the best weaponry, and the best tracks and engines for its time. Now, it was matched by other tanks due to the fact that there weren't a whole ton of these, but given the opportunity, these could be a very deadly tank. Now, that's not saying that I really like the Germans at all. I didn't like them. Well, duh. But they made some cool machinery. So this is 3 pieces. You can see the turret, the main hull armor, and then the tracks. And these all come apart. So I'll do each individually. So I'll start with the turret because it's kind of like the first piece. So this turret can go basically 360 degrees with a little bit of bumping along the way. It's not super smooth, but it's almost completely smooth. It's got this really long, nice gun that tapers out from being really nice and beefy thick to a really thin gun that can pack some serious firepower with the little end piece here where the smoke would disperse after the shot. So really cool. It also has the disc up front here, and that's where I'll zoom in so you can see a bit better. That's where these would be the little, it had a whole bunch of nails or rivets around the turret, which those represent. So the whole turret moves up, the whole front plate moves up and down with the turret, as you can see here, which is quite cool, and that is historical. That did actually happen. So it's got this teardrop shaped turret, which I'll lift up so you can see, which is really cool right there, as you can see. And that was pretty hard to design because I ran into a huge amount of problems getting the right angling and all that stuff, but it did work out pretty nicely, as you can see. So up top here we've got the gunner's hatch, which you can lift up, and it's got the gunner, and I won't do that right now. And we got the captain here, our German SS soldier, whatever, and he normally would have the long cape, but I thought if I made one, he wouldn't quite fit into his hatch here very well. So taking him aside, this hatch you can see is attached by one of these pieces, so it's not actually supposed to. It doesn't actually hinge properly with Lego, but it is able to come down like that. And I did that because it looks a lot better, and it's a whole lot smaller than actually hinging it. But as you just saw there, it comes off every now and then. So on the side here, I've got the smoke grenades, which are super cool, and those are just the come on, focus. Those are just 2 of those 1.5 length pins attached to a little like forked piece here with the whole bunch of little tiny pieces all attached together. But that's pretty cool. So now one of the really cool features of this tank is I can take the whole thing apart. So slide this off so you can see under here. See, you can see the gunner. Well, not all of him, but there's his legs, and then if you can see that gray piece right there, that's actually the periscope that he's looking down to aim the gun. And on the other side, he's got his little wheel here for angling the gun up and down. So lots of really, really cool detail in there. So I'll just pop this right here. Moving on to the hull here. So really impressive hull. It's got the angled sides. Well, these aren't actually angled, but the side little places, and the angled front, and then the straight vertical sides here. So on the front, you got the machine gun on its little for the co-pilot. You got the viewport for the driver, and you got the shovel front here. They've also up top got both of their, here, let's lift this up, got both of their hatches here and here. And what I'll quickly point out in just a second, the tracks that are kind of falling apart on me. So there, fix those up for now. On the back, they've got some really cool engine pieces. These would be the exhaust pipes running here and here, and the air ventilation vents right there. And we got a little hatch right there as well, and the engine pieces right here. And we got a bit more detail hanging off the edge where the exhaust pipes would be. And on the back, if you quickly give a glance, it's kind of cool detailing. I got these lines here, and then I got this little drop. You might be wondering what that is. If any of you are familiar with the new Flickfire pieces, and I'll quickly go look for one. Alright, I can't find one right now, but Lego recently came out with this 1x4 piece with the little shooters, and on the side here, it's actually, on the side of the shooter piece, it's actually got this angling, which I thought looked so awesome. Gets it in this back plate. It was already light gray. It adds some really cool detail onto the corners right there, which is kind of cool. So, that's about all for the hull armor. So now I'll take this off and give you a better look at the crew here. So we got the gunner, or the not the gunner, sorry, the gunner's over there. Co-driver who mans the machine gun in the front of the armor, and then we got the driver, and he's got his two control sticks right there. Because if you know anything about tanks, you'll know that the early versions did not have steering wheels like cars. They had these two control sticks that made them more difficult to drive. So drivers had to be very well trained. In the back here we got a bit of extra detail with a crate, and that has a machine gun and a couple grenades in there, and then we got the extra shells in the back. So putting this all together, I'll give you guys a quick 360. So putting the turret back on isn't actually that easy, but let's see what I can do. Oh, come on. Okay, one second here. Because it's a little pin that I have to line up pretty nicely, and it's not the easiest thing to do, but there we go. Like sometimes I can do it like first try, like super easy, and then sometimes, like you just saw there, it's super hard. Oh, and let me just quickly point out the treads. Now, this was really hard to build, these pieces like this, because I don't have, like, this is actually every single one, and I had to borrow a couple from my brother that I own. So I've got all, like, on both sides, I mean. So we've got the repeating steel wheels here, and that looks super cool, because that's actually how the real tank looked, and I thought I would get it as close as I could. Now we've got the big gear up front, and that would be help keep it stable and controlled. And then we got the powered gear on the back here, which is a bit of a flatter gear. So really cool, and it does drive pretty nicely as well. Not so well on the paper, but if you get it like on like some sort of cloth or something, it dries super well. So 360 now. So super fun to build. Please tell me what you think of this model, if there's any huge improvements that you have. And yeah, like this video if you think it was as awesome as I think. Subscribe and check out my channel for other really cool videos. So that's about it for this video. As I just said, do all those things. Like just really do them, because it's so helpful. And you know, it's nice to hear that people watch my videos every once in a while. So this is Psychomad.